Hello, and welcome to the Stay Home Photos Project, episode number six. Stay Home Photos Project is all about some creative ideas for you to take photos while you're at home during this coronavirus time, and to give you some ideas of some tangible things you can do that are simple. You can do them right around your house with your camera, with your phone, with your kids, by yourself, however it works. So hopefully these ideas have been helpful to you so far. This is number 6 in the series. You can find more information about the series here on the blog at msladekphoto.com/blog. All the previous episodes are there as well. With each episode, you can receive and download a printable one-page PDF of all the details of the project with some ideas and that. And again, these are a sketch, just a starting point, a rough draft, some ideas for you to play with. My suggestion with those is read it once, kind of have some ideas in your head, and then just go do it. Have fun with it, play with it, get creative, get off the couch, stay inside or in your neighborhood. So that's the idea. So here's today's project. Project number 6 is details. I love details. They make, for me, easy ways to take photos almost any time. When you get closer to things, they get more interesting because you isolate and create a different view of the object than you normally see. We normally see things from back here, but when you get closer and start looking at the details, stuff looks different. I really like that. But there's a couple technical things you have to pay attention to with that. So when you're getting closer to your subject, some really good things happen, but there's some technical limitations that you're going to bump up against with your camera. So whether you have a camera like this or a camera like this, you're going to have limits. And here's the limits, especially on this one. A camera will not focus as close to your subject. So you can only get, well, you can see it on this camera. You can get, well, it gets pretty close. So I'm about a foot away, and that's about as close as it can focus. So this, though, a phone can get probably 3 to 4 inches away from a subject and still focus. So you can get closer to your subject with a phone than with your camera. That's called minimum focusing distance. For cameras, it depends on the lens you're using. On a phone, it does depend a little bit on the lens, but also the phone you're using. So pay attention to that. So if you're trying to get right on top of something, if I'm trying to be this close, this camera will not focus. You will not get a sharp image. Now, sometimes that's fun. That could be abstract and creative and just textures and light and color. But if you want something sharp, you have to pay attention to, if I get any closer, where does my camera not focus anymore? Again, with this kind of camera, it's probably about a foot to 18 inches, depending on the lens. And with a phone, it's probably 3 or 4 inches, again, depending on the specific phone. So try that, though. Get as close as you can. Again, thinking about putting your camera somewhere where you normally wouldn't put your eye. I don't go around taking pictures of stuff, or looking at things just like that really close, but I do with my camera. The camera gives you permission to do that. The second thing to be aware of as you're getting close to subjects and working details is any movement you make is going to get magnified. So when you're really close to something, any little movement in your camera, even just sometimes pushing the button to take the photo, will create enough movement where your photo isn't sharp. This is really true on phones as well, because if you're using the screen, you're going to tap the button on the screen to take the photo. It can make it move. I don't know if you know this, but most phones, if you use the volume control, that'll take the photo, and it's usually, especially if you're holding the camera like this, it's more solid than tapping the screen. Again, sharp photos are helpful if that's what you're going for. When you're going for sharp details, you need the camera to be still. So here's how to help yourself if you're taking photos when you're up close, so you get sharp photos. First, you either need a lot of light, so on a bright sunny day, get a lot of window light in your room, or if you're outside, that'll help because your shutter speed will be fast and that'll freeze any camera motion. The other thing you need if you don't have a lot of light is a tripod, something to hold your camera still. Some kind of support so that your camera isn't physically moving while you're taking the photo. So there you go. The one other thing, if you're looking for a reason, excuse me, my nose is itching, to make a little purchase for your camera, I recommend this. Can you see this? Ta-da! This is called, well, there's two of them. There's they're called extension tubes. Extension tubes. And what these do, there's two of them here. There's two, a thinner one and a thicker one. And what they do is they go on your camera, if you have a camera like this, and they go on the body of the camera. And then you put the lens on to the tubes. And now this lens will focus much more closely. It's basically now a close focus lens, so it won't focus more than about 1.5 feet away, but it will now focus down to about 1 inch or 2. So I can get really, really close. For cameras, these are anywhere from $30 to $100, depending on which ones you get. The brand I have here is called Velo. I'll include a link in the description below. So yeah, extension tubes, they're my favorite, least expensive photography gear investment I've ever made. I use them all the time, especially on a project like this. I'll show my photos at the end. You'll get to see them. They're all shot with the extension tubes. So that's Stay Home Photos project number 6, all about details, getting closer to your subjects, looking for interesting elements that are just part of the subject to take your photos. I'm going to put this project on pause for at least a week or so. Maybe just do one video a week after this. I have starting classes next week at Highline College teaching online, and I'm not sure how all that's going to go and how busy that'll be and all the technical stuff that'll come. So I want to be able to focus and give all my attention to that and to the students that I'll have next quarter. Please share your photos that you come up with for details in any of the other projects. Do that with the hashtag stayhomephotos, please. Look forward to seeing what you come up with. I hope these projects have been helpful to you as you do what you do and as you get through this time that we're all living through. Remember, stay well, wash your hands, and stay home.